Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the April 27th meeting of the Rotary Club of Des Moines. I'm President Matt Music, and I'm thrilled with our program today. We're here to welcome many folks related to our scholarships. That would include both our awardees, their family, their mentors at school. So we're happy to have all of you here. I would like to single out just a few guests beyond the guests who are here as a result of our program today. And the first is Amber Lynch. She's here from Invest DSM and a guest of Jason Stuyvesant. Welcome. Also joining us all the way from Oakland, California is Dudley Thompson. If you could stand, Dudley. Everybody could send a warm Rotary Club of Des Moines welcome to Dudley. Dudley is a member of the Oakland Rotary Club and past president, here to celebrate his 50th anniversary of graduating from Drake University. And finally, Rotary District 6000 Governor-elect Dennis Drager and his wife Heidi are here today. We're glad to have all of you with us. It's tumbler time. We ask members who don't have a green dollar sign on their badge to contribute a suggested $3 in cash. And if you do have you know the deal. If you do have a dollar sign, you can feel free to be generous. It's all of the dollars collected through tumblers and the other things that we do support our Rotary Club of Des Moines Foundation, which is how we're able to do the things we're doing today with the programming. So thank you for that. We also do not have anyone signed up to collect tumblers, so if you're able, please let Katie know, and we'd appreciate your volunteer support for that at the end of today's meeting. Next, where in the world have I been? Well, I was traveling with the Bravies. Josh and Kaylee took me all the way to Puerto Vallarta. So there you go, on the beach with the Bravies. I can tell you their tan was better than mine. So remember, if you're traveling somewhere, please do take Flat Matt along. I love to travel, and it's great for the rest of us to hear where you've been. Okay, we've got a number of things happening today. I'm going to lead the Pledge of Allegiance and four-way test. We will not be doing a moment of inspiration because the program is inspiring all on its own. After the pledge and four-way test, of course, I'd like you to stand to greet everyone. And then we'll be introducing, I'm going to have Matt Smith, current interim superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools, at the podium to say a few words. And then Scott, our chair of the scholarship committee, will be running things from there. So if you could all stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test. Is it
the
truth?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Please greet those around you. All right.
No worries.
Sorry, bud, I tripped.
You're okay. It's solid, so I've done it too many times. I did it earlier, actually, to be honest.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, party people.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here. My name is Matthew Smith, and I am the interim superintendent for Des Moines Public Schools. It has been an honor and a pleasure to serve in this capacity, mostly because of things like today, right? When you get to recognize the achievements and the accolades of our students. Because when you invest in students, I promise you, you cannot go wrong. when you invest in our kids, they will live up to every expectation that you have of them, and then some. I heard a quote this morning, and I'm going to try to keep my comments brief. People know that I say that a lot, and then I don't keep my comments brief, so I'm really going to focus in on today and actually holding true to that word. I heard a quote this morning from Benjamin Franklin, and it says, "An investment in education gives the best returns." An investment in education gives the best returns. And so now, I turn my comments specifically to these recipients, these young scholars from Des Moines Public Schools. Daniela, Christina, Maria, Lauren, Genesis, and Lucy. An investment in your education yields the best returns because we are expecting you to amplify your gifts in service of others. Today's acknowledgement and recognition of your achievements is not just what you've done to earn the scholarship. We're mostly excited about what you're going to do with that investment, what you're going to do to amplify and multiply your gifts to serve others in your community, in Des Moines Public Schools, in the city of Des Moines, in our state of Iowa. That's what today's really about. So please join me, everyone, in thanking not only the student recipients for what they've done to earn this, but what they're going to do to amplify and multiply their gifts to serve others. But please join me in thanking the Rotary Club for making this possible, for seeing that an investment in the Des Moines Public Schools students actually will yield the best returns for Des Moines and for the state of Iowa. Thank you, Rotary Club. Please welcome to the podium, Scott Bennett.
Great, good afternoon everybody, and this is going to be a wonderful day today. I want to welcome the students that we'll honor today, their special guests including their family, school principals, and guidance counselors. I'd also like to graciously acknowledge everybody that was on the scholarship committee. So can we just have the committee members maybe stand up? It's a big group of people, so it really did take a lot of work and effort. And we did have a great mix of both veterans and new members on the committee. And you're seeing just the final step of the process today. There's a lot of work from particularly the students. The students had to fill out an application. We worked with school counselors at each of the schools to choose the finalists. And then each of the school subcommittees, they interviewed 3 to 4 typically finalists, and then had to make that tough decision of who should win the award. And again, that was a very tough decision from many of the groups. And then the full committee got back together, and again, just great to hear all the stories, and you're going to hear some of those today. So again, thank you all for your time on the committee. So today we do have the privilege of meaningfully supporting our community, just as Matt mentioned, through the awarding of educational scholarships for a foundation to 6 very deserving individuals who are all graduating seniors. And each of us as Rotarians today in the Rotary Club of Des Moines, that we're assisting in that too. This comes out of our foundation, as Matt said, and so through your dues from being part of the group, as well as others that support in more meaningful ways to the foundation. You're all being part of this today also. And through our financial support and for being here today, we're celebrating success today. And we join a long list of individuals and organizations that have given a leg up to the individuals or the recipients today to succeed. However, while significant at $8,000 per student over 4 years, as Matt said, it's the students that had to put the hard work in, and it's the students that will have to put the hard work in college. And I know that you'll all do that, and it'll be meaningful to the community. I prioritize my time, talents, and resources in my personal contributions to higher education, as I believe it's one of the most effective ways to improve our community by supporting those who want to better themselves. Before we get started, I wanted to provide a little history on our scholarship awards that Kitty was able to find before calling up our first Rotary member to introduce their scholarship winner. The first Des Moines Rotary Scholarship Award started in 1982-83, so about 40 years ago. And I wanted to ask if anybody is here, if you just raise your hand, was part of the group in 82-83. Nobody here today? Well, that didn't go quite well, Matt. Well, a lot of years since then. In fact, that's the year I graduated from high school, so that's a heck of a long time ago. But the first year, it was for first year expenses at Grandview, Drake, and DMAC was the original construct of it. We moved to a 4-year award in 2008, and this is where it gets fun. And we don't have the exact amounts, but we think we're in the right neighborhood, Kitty. If the cumulative impact of all that is about 230 students and $900,000 of scholarships. So you start thinking about those 230 students, that it's not only the student that we made an impact, it's their parents, their siblings, future partners, their children, etc. It's made a huge difference, I'm sure, in their lives, but it's made a huge difference in our community also. So let's get on with the show, and what we're going to do is we're going to have each of the people on the committee, we're going to have one from each school that will come up and introduce the scholarship winner for their school. So Brian, we're going to start with East, if you could come up.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to introduce to you all the Rotary Club of Des Moines 2023 scholarship winner from East High School, Christina Hernandez. Christina has made the most of her opportunities available in her time at East, participating in student government, musical theater, steppers, unity squad, and cheerleading, to name a few. In fact, in just a few minutes, she'll be heading back to the school to participate in the school play. In addition, she works part-time and can frequently be found volunteering at the Ronald McDonald House and other local charities. She's in the top 10% of her class with a 3.9 weighted GPA. Christina plans on attending Simpson College in the fall, working towards a degree in either social work or human services. She has a passion for helping people and has a strong desire to give back to her community. She has a personal desire to work with children in the foster care system. When asked for one word to describe herself, Christina answered determined. Her ability to overcome the challenges that have been thrown at her and to get to where she is today truly shows the determination she has. East High has a long, proud tradition of emphasizing this motto for the service of humanity. I'm confident that Christina's determination and hard work will allow her to live out that motto for many years to come. Christina.
Hello everyone, thanks for having me. I brought with me my counselor, Mrs. Bracken, and my principal, Miss Verstee. I'd like to thank the Rotary Club so much for their generosity in giving me the scholarship. It means so much to me. With this scholarship, I think I'll be cutting my tuition in half, or a little more than half. With this scholarship, I'd be able to pursue my passion in helping foster kids. I hope to major in human services to hopefully become a social worker or a case manager for the foster care system. As a former foster kid myself, it's always been a dream of mine to help other kids like myself and hopefully throughout the U.S. as well. I think if I had to choose one person that motivates me the most, it'd be my dad. My dad has been the biggest supporter of me since he adopted me in 2006, and unfortunately, he didn't have the privilege of furthering his education. He actually only made it to the 6th grade in terms of his education, and it's always been his dream of mine to see his children go on to pursue a college education. So this means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Christina. I have the honor to be representing Hoover High School and giving our Rotary Scholarship to Daniela Pintor Mendoza. Daniela was really just a shining example of what this scholarship can do when we interviewed her during our interview day a few weeks back. Daniela is a first-generation Mexican-American student and will be a first-generation college student when she attends the University of Iowa this fall. In addition to being a full-time student, she's also the oldest of 7 children, so oftentimes gets to serve as a third parent in her home, and also serves as sometimes an interpreter as well. She had to learn English as a second language growing up, and has been successful in utilizing her intelligence to have a 3.8 weighted GPA, while also having a part-time job and being involved in several different activities at Hoover High School. Among these include Husky Pups Cheer Camp, Student Advisory Board, Senior Board, and Faith in Action. She's also been an active activist on campus, helping lead peaceful protests. And the reason why she does this is because she wants to be somebody who provides a voice for those who are voiceless in her community. That's why Daniela plans on attending law school after undergrad, and from there will continue to serve as a voice for people who are underrepresented in her community. Daniela, we had her use 3 words to describe herself, and she used adaptable, determined, and communicative. And I think that you'll see during her speech why she was a clear candidate and why we're so proud to give her this scholarship today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Rotary Club of Des Moines for this amazing opportunity and the dedication and support to the community from which I'm from. I'm so proud to be here, and I'm so overjoyed to be taking these next steps towards my future. My future plans and goals are to attend the University of Iowa to major in political science and a minor in pre-law. I then plan to go to law school and start my career as a lawyer. This goal is deeply rooted in the dream to create an impact. Throughout my volunteer work, I gained a huge satisfaction from being able to help others and by lifting the burden that they may carry on their everyday lives. By pursuing this goal, I will not only be helping my future, but my family, my friends, and my community members. This can be by being a role model, a success story, and even being a resource to my community. Over the years of my high school career and the past 18 years of my life, my biggest support and my biggest resource is my mother. My mother is the one who always made me feel capable. She always called me her little genius. And when there was a doubt or there was a struggle in my life, she would be the first to say, yes you can, and yes you will. Thanks to her and all my family's support, I'm able to have unwavering motivation to succeed because I know I am capable of much more than I believe I am. Once again, I'd like to thank the Rotary Club of Des Moines for this amazing scholarship. It will allow me the privilege to afford to go to school and also lift the financial burden on me and my family. Thank you so much, and you guys have a wonderful afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Tim Wilowitz, and along with, I have a couple thank yous I want to get out before I introduce our scholarship recipient. First, Josh Braby and Bob Vedril were the interviewees with me at Lincoln High School. We've been doing this now for about 5 or 6 years, and I just want to thank those 2 gentlemen because it's rewarding every year to go over to Lincoln and interview the people and the students that we do. And Scott mentioned it a little bit when he started, but I've been on this committee for, again, same amount of time, 5 or 6 years. I want to recognize all the counselors in the room. What people don't understand is we basically pass out this application, and the counselors are the ones that have to come back to us with 4 applicants that we have to interview. And every year they just do an amazing job. I mean, we're here to honor 1 student from each high school, but every high school there's 4 amazing kids that we get a chance to interview. And so I just want a round of applause for all the counselors and people in the community. Thank you. Maria Santos Gomez is our recipient from Lincoln High School this year. Maria will graduate from Lincoln this spring in the top half of her class. She's been accepted at Iowa State University and will attend ISU in the fall. I think Josh Brady had something to do with that, but I'll find out. She will major in elementary education, and more on that in a second. Maria stays very busy as the Vice President of Student Council, Secretary for the National Honor Society, and she also plays, it's the double bass, right, in the school orchestra. And all these things are things you can read about Maria on the piece of papers that were provided. But what you can't read about Maria is about her spirit, her enthusiasm, her passion, and it's something that is truly exceptional and something that me, Josh, and Bob got to experience in our interview. Maria was born in Mexico and brought to the United States at 3 by her mother, and she currently lives with her mom, stepfather, and 3 younger brothers, 12, 8, and 5. Her mother and father work long hours at production facilities, so Maria is in charge of her 3 younger brothers. So she's the second mom at home, and it was something that we picked up on immediately in the interview that she really enjoys that role of guiding her younger brothers and probably being a little heavy-handed at times when she needs to be. She writes extensively in her essay about wanting to be a teacher, not just because she likes it and she has experience with her younger brothers, but she writes about how teachers are so very important in our society today, how they're role models, and she writes about wanting to see in the future, to see the smiles on her future students' faces when they accomplish goals that they didn't think they could accomplish. She talks about how it's a tough job, and it really is a tough job and probably undervalued, but it's so rewarding. Maria wants to have a large family in the future and take them back to Mexico and show them truly how lucky they are to be here. And I would say that we are lucky as a club to help Maria be the first in her family to attend college. So without further ado, the 2023 Rotary Scholarship recipient from Lincoln, Maria Santos Gomez.
Hello, my name is Maria Santos Gomez, and before anything, I want to give a big thank you to the Rotary Club of Des Moines for giving me this opportunity and also selecting me as their 2023 Lincoln recipient. Before anything, I want to give a big thank you to my teacher, Ms. Bowser, my counselor, Ms. Minningham, for helping me throughout this journey. Without them, I wouldn't be here, as they helped me apply to colleges, study for AP tests, and even pushing me to fill out as many scholarship applications as I could. And they had a really big role in this part, and I want to give a big thank you to them, as well as my mom, my dad, and my brothers for being the motivation I needed to keep going and continuing my education, where I will study at Iowa State University as an elementary school teacher, because I feel students need teachers who believe in them in order for them to believe themselves and achieve very big things, and I feel like I can do that for them. I want to see them achieve big things, believe in themselves, and do many more things. As well, be that role model for my younger siblings, that it's possible to be the first person in your family to go to college, focus on something and achieve it, which is why I want to say thank you again to the Rotary Club of Des Moines for giving me that opportunity to lower costs of tuition and all that. Yeah, thank you so much.
Good afternoon. The scholarship luncheon is the culmination of what I consider to be the most personally rewarding effort of the Des Moines Rotary Club. I'm truly grateful to have the opportunity to meet these promising young members of our society and learn about their personal journeys and their aspirations to obtain higher education, and how they plan to use their education to better themselves and the community. I want to thank Trent Griggs from North High School for once again selecting an impressive group of candidates for the Des Moines Rotary Club Scholarship and making the committee's job of selecting a recipient a difficult one. Each of the 4 students we interviewed stood out in different aspects. We would have been happy to award this scholarship to each of the students we interviewed. We're thrilled to present the 2023 Des Moines Rotary Club Scholarship to Genesis Duarte Perez from North High School. Genesis came to Des Moines with her mother and brother while in the 5th grade after moving multiple times in her youth. That year she participated in Junior Achievements BizTown, which made a really big impact on her. BizTown is a really cool experience for students as they transition from elementary to middle school and really gives them a glimpse of how businesses and government interact and the importance of community and individual citizens' rights and responsibilities within. As someone who considers herself to be a shy and quiet person, she decided to do something bold and run for mayor of BizTown, which would require giving a speech on how she would improve the BizTown community as its leader. Stepping outside her comfort zone was a turning point in her young life. It motivated her to go above and beyond her studies and volunteering in the community. She joined the student council, earned her silver cord by volunteering over 100 hours with Latinx, tutoring, and other activities, and participated in a program centered around architecture that led her to an internship with a prominent firm in Des Moines. And this is where she won me over. I'm not an architect, but worked adjacent to construction, engineering, and architecture as a CPA advisor for most of my career. These trades are male dominant, and listening to Genesis speak to her aspirations as a woman of color to make an impact in architecture in Des Moines after completing her college education really hit home. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the recipient of the Rotary Club of Des Moines North High School Scholarship, Genesis Duarte Perez.
This is really nerve-wracking. I'm very grateful for the support from the Rotary Club. This will help me focus on my studies, which I've been especially nervous about, the transition and going to college, because I've decided to go to California, which is very far away. And as a first-generation student, I don't really know much about the college experience, so this will definitely help me focus on just my education. And as the date to graduation comes closer, I realize how real the idea of college has become for me, which has only ever been a dream and never really an attainable idea or reality. I will be using this scholarship award to fund my studies, where I will be majoring in architecture, which was mentioned a little bit beforehand. This has been a really new passion for me because I've joined a couple different classes around architecture, and it's been a really new and fun subject to learn about. I would really like to thank one of my teachers at Central Academy, Miss Miller, who has made a really big impact on me and my studies. I had a really rough patch my junior year, and it was really rough. And she really motivated me this year and last year to get back on track, study, get scholarships, apply to schools, and just find hope for my future for once. And I would really like to thank the Rotary Foundation for the support in pursuing my dream. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is John Lorenzen, and I am really pleased to introduce you to Lauren Hall, who is the recipient of Rotary Scholarship for Roosevelt. She's here with Father Mike and with Stacy Hallett, who is the counselor that helped guide us to Lauren, and the other people that we interviewed, as well as Roosevelt's principal, Stephen Schneebach. We were asked to tell you why we selected Lauren. And I can tell you there are a number of reasons. We had a lot of people. It was very difficult to choose between them, but Lauren was our unanimous selection. She has been quite an accomplished volleyball player in high school and expects to continue in the collegiate level at St. Olaf, where she will be attending college. Many of you might not know this, but Ganesh is a student of the volleyball game. So this piqued his interest. And of course, it was Ganesh and Todd Wishman and I who interviewed the students at Roosevelt. And this is just a coincidence. St. Olaf is my alma mater. That's not why. The reason that we selected Lauren was, first and foremost, an excellent academic career. Just a hair under a 4-point unweighted, very impressive ACT test. She has already been selected as a presidential scholar at St. Olaf. And second, and of equal importance, is her service. Her service commitment while in high school, her volunteer work, as well as her achievements. And she has just gotten her CNA certification, and she has started work at Wesley Acres, where she will be putting that and applying that to 30 hours a week initially. So the academic record, the service, these are things that we thought would be most important for Rotary. And above all, though, is that at the end of the interview, we were convinced that Lauren was going to be successful. We really believe in her. And so with that, I will turn the stand over to Lauren.
Hello everyone, and thank you for having me today, and thank you for giving me this distinguished scholarship. I want to congratulate my fellow recipients today. You guys all had wonderful speeches, and I hope you guys do wonderful things in the future. I also want to thank you all for bringing me into this amazing group of people that I've already met. A few people that apparently live around the block from me, including Jackie Norris, who I assume many of you know. So that was just a random kind of tidbit I found out just being here. So as stated, my name is Lauren Hall, and there's actually quite an interesting story I want to tell you about this scholarship today. So when I was applying to a bunch of scholarships, as one does, I called my grandparents after I won this one, and lo and behold, my grandpa was a Rotarian member in the 80s down in Ottumwa, Iowa. And so he just rambled on about all these experiences he had with you guys down in Ottumwa, the trips he took, the luncheons, and just all the wonderful people he met down there and just around the world actually. He was offered to go to Australia for a wonderful trip back in, I believe it was 85, but he was unable to do so because he has a farm down in Ottumwa. Well, he did have a farm. So he wasn't able to take a day off from work. So he wanted me to just take in the experience here, and he kind of just reminisced about his past experiences. And so on top of that, I want to share kind of the more generic stuff about me. I am attending St. Olaf, as you mentioned, your alma mater. So I will be majoring in kinesiology and minoring in neuroscience on the pathway to earn my doctorate in physical therapy. And I hope to study abroad while I'm there because I'm a self-proclaimed world traveler, even though I've only been to Costa Rica and Italy. But I hope to add more places on my traveling resume, including Europe, New Zealand, and Australia, to honor my grandpa who wasn't able to make it there. And so I want to once again thank you all for having me here today and congratulate my fellow recipients. Thank you.
And I have the privilege of introducing you to the Virtual School Rotary Scholarship recipient, Lucy Swager. Choosing Lucy for the Rotary Scholarship for the virtual campus was an easy decision. Facing serious health issues and the additional challenge of COVID, Lucy had to make the difficult decision to transition from in-person school to virtual school. Lucy was able to take the challenge head-on and continue to excel in her classes. However, being all virtual was an isolating experience for her, so she decided to join the student council, where she now sits as student council president. Joining student council gave her the unique opportunity to build a community and realize her passion for helping people, which is why she plans to study psychology and human services at Coe College. Lucy was able to get involved in other ways, including the Des Moines City Council Youth Board, Bankers Trust Youth Board, School Advisory Board, and being a student mentor and tutor for the virtual campus. I am in awe of Lucy's determination, compassion, and drive. Congratulations to Lucy Swager.
Good afternoon, family, friends, and fellow award recipients. I am beyond honored to be here with you today. Thank you so much to the Rotary Club for having me. I am immensely grateful to you for selecting me as a recipient of your scholarship. I feel very privileged and touched to receive your support as I pursue my post-secondary education. This moment is beyond me and beyond anything I could have ever imagined, and I want to take some time to soak it all in. The support, love, and compassion that fills this room today will forever be ingrained in my memory. Thank you. It is such an amazing feeling to know that there are always these resources of support out there assisting students in their education. The majority of us have never handled a significant amount of money in our lives and always relied on family to make important financial decisions. Suddenly when we leave for college, we are bombarded with choices regarding student loans, living expenses, and tuition. Because of this, so many students feel hopeless at the thought of being able to afford a college education, and many give up looking for resources before their senior year even begins. I am therefore immensely grateful to the Rotary Club for dispelling this belief and reassuring students that there are resources available wanting to help. Your investment in their future is a great asset to our world. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all the effort you've put into mine and everyone's education journeys. Right now, the future seems more real, honest, and pressing in this moment than ever before. But if I've learned anything, is that the future is unpredictable. Life will always continue to surprise us. I never expected my high school experience to be spent behind a computer screen. After years of tests and doctor visits, I received a diagnosis of an autoimmune disease, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and an autonomic disorder, POTS, at the age of 13. By the time I was a freshman, I had spent months sick in my room and I had spent my entire second semester and spent over 7 months sick in my room. After missing so much school, I had made the unwanted decision to join virtual learning. Through continued support from my family, friends, and teachers, I was able to make the most of my virtual campus experience. They continue to motivate me to be a better person and to make better choices and push me towards my goals. I want to be the best version of myself for not only me, but for this world and for everyone around me. I want everyone who has repeatedly been there for me to know that their effort was not in vain. Once again, thank you so much to the Rotary Club. Your generosity has inspired me to help others and give back to the community. I greatly appreciate not only receiving this award, but also for your belief in my future. I hope one day I'll be able to help students achieve their goals just as you helped me. Thank you.
Well, hopefully everybody's heart is fluttering a little bit like mine. Wow, what a program. Students, all of you, your poise, clarity of purpose, convince us that dreams really do matter and hope matters, and it's so great to be part of this, to lead this effort, to make sure that we're sprinkling opportunity on the greater Des Moines community, the state of Iowa, and this nation. So thank you for being here, thank you for applying. Thanks also to Scott and the awards committee. It's a lot of work that goes into this every year. I know the recipients are grateful, but we're very grateful for your leadership and for your volunteer effort, everyone. Thanks to you Rotarians for making this work too. Without our Rotary Club of Des Moines Foundation, none of this would happen. So thank you for your generosity, both in the past and ongoing. Okay, so what we'd like to do now is rotate to what's coming next. As you consider the following upcoming meetings, Rotarians, please think about who you know who would be an outstanding addition to our club, and make sure that you invite them to all these opportunities to see what we're about. Remember, you and any guests you wish to bring need to RSVP to Kitty by 9 a.m. on Wednesdays. Can't sign up guests online, needs to go through Kitty. So on May 4th, we will not be meeting at the Embassy Club, that's next week. Instead, we will be joining the rest of Greater Metro Rotarians at Civitas, which is a multi-club event supporting the dissemination of information about human trafficking, one of Rotary International's main emphases at this time. So if you could please join us for that, that would be great. I would like to congratulate the Rotary Club of Des Moines and everyone here. We were able to raise a total of $2,500 for Dorothy's house as a function of Civitas next week. So good job out of all of you. Even if you haven't RSVP'd, you can still attend. You just have to pay $20 at the door. And that is at the Hilton Garden Inn in West Des Moines. It takes place next Tuesday from 4:15 to 6:15. On the 11th, we'll have Kevin Schneider here, Polk County Sheriff. And on the 18th, Chris Porter, who is a professor at Drake University, will be here to talk about artificial intelligence, which is, you know, candidly my kind of intelligence. Artificial. We have a little bit of time, so I'm going to invite Dennis to the podium for just a second for a couple of quick District 6000 announcements.
And first, congratulations to all the award winners. Quick story, I sit on the scholarship committee in Marshalltown on our foundation, and we just selected our 2 recipients this year. I know what a challenge it can be when you start out with this group of just outstanding individuals and you try and narrow that down to come up with your award winners. So again, I just congratulate you and the Des Moines Club for such a wonderful program that you put on and allow these students. So, a couple of quick things, announcements. I just wanted to mention about the Flight to End Polio. The past district governor, John Hockenfels, and his cousin Peter Tehans, a Rotarian from Cedar Rapids, are doing the flight around the world, leaving May 5th, to raise money and awareness for ending polio. So please consider support to them. All the money that you would donate to polio goes to Polio Plus. John and Peter have self-funded this flight, and they will leave on May 5th, and hopefully their plans bring them back to Iowa the end of July. So please consider a donation to Polio Plus in their honor. Second thing, want to invite you to June 11th, June 13th. That's why she's there, so correct. June 13th, night at the ballpark. Here at Principal Park, we are having a Rotary night at the ballpark. You can go online and purchase tickets. Of your ticket price, $5 of that goes to Polio Plus Society, or Polio Plus to support polio eradication. Again, thank you for allowing us to come today. We happened to pick a great day to be able to attend, and thank you again.
Yes, and thank you, Dennis and Heidi. The work that you do goes thankless. Much of it is thankless. So we want to make sure we extend a warm welcome to you anytime that you want to come visit. And thanks for what you're doing at the district level. I should mention this Saturday, so that's 2 days from now, is the West Des Moines Conference. So that is also taking place at the Hilton Garden Inn from 5 to 9 on Saturday, April 29. And we've distributed information about that previously, but just want to remind you that that is taking place on Saturday. Okay, thank you for being with us today and for being part of the Rotary Club of Des Moines. We are adjourned, but we need all students to make sure you make your way to the front here. We're going to be taking pictures of you individually and as a group. We'll see you in 2 weeks.